Yeah, so Nightreign's dead. It's sad to see, but the game is dead. I don't think there's gonna be any new updates. I think FromSoft is done. They're gonna go on to the Dust Bloods and they're gonna leave Nightreign in the dirt. Which I really hope they don't do, because the game was really good. And I just think it needs a little bit more. And what I mean by that is I don't think it needs any like new mechanics, like new characters. Like all the characters are fleshed out. I think all the characters are phenomenal, and the game is well done. But the thing is that it's the content, and I mean like the amount of weapons in this game. I don't like how little weapons there are in the game. I think it's ridiculous, dude. If if I was a developer, I would straight up add every Skull of the Archery weapon to not Elden Ring Nightreign. I would just import it. Of course, you gotta balance it and all, but is it really that hard? I think you can. I'm not sure how like they actually balance the weapons in the game, but like you could add Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2 weapons, Dark Souls 1 weapons. There's also a lot of bosses they need to add. Seriously, I think a lot of like the night 1 and 2 bosses. I think they're terrible. Seriously. But aside from a few, I've only fought Artorias once ever in my entire playthrough of Elden Ring Nightreign. I have like 150 hours of Nightreign, and I've only fought Artorias once since the DLC. It came out in December. It's crazy. Like we could add so many bosses. We could add Yarm. We could add the Soul of Cinder. We could add so many good bosses. Seriously, Fume Knight. Make some of the Dark Souls 2 bosses better. Sir Alone. I like Sir Alone. He would have been a good night boss. I don't think Sir Alone is that difficult. The Ivory King. Well, the thing is, the Ivory King, he has like this mechanic, like the soldiers that come on like the mirrors and stuff. But other than that, there are so many bosses that FromSoft could add to Nightreign. And dude, I'm not trying to fight Tree Sentinel. It's so lame. Genuinely. Who wants to fight Tree Sentinel? Who wants to fight freaking Archery Avatar? Who wants to fight, what's his name? Who wants to fight also with a Tree Spirit for the 30th time? They've got good bosses like Artorias, Moog, and Nameless King. But that's really it. Bellbring Hunter? I think Bellbring Hunter is so overtuned in this game, it's actually crazy. He's probably one of the hardest fights in the game. Seriously. Like, the Night Lords, they are good. Just, we don't need any more Night Lords. We need more Night bosses that are more fun, that are more challenging. Cause what do you mean? I fought Tree Sentinel so many times. The Ancient Dragon, I think the Ancient Dragon is one of the worst bosses they've ever made. Cause he's just so repetitive. And he takes like no damage. Just like no damage. He's so ass. Like there are so many bosses they could add, which they don't. They could add Father Gascione. I mean, I don't know if they have the ability to do that, but if they could, why not? Seriously. On the top of my head, I can name a few bosses that would have been great for Nightreign. First off, the Abyss Watchers. We have 3 players now, so each of them could take an Abyss Watcher. We could do Ornstein and Smoke. I don't think Ornstein and Smoke is hard, they're just a gang fight. But if you put them in Nightreign, it'll be perfect for them. We can go one better. Let's go to Dark Souls 2. We could add the Pursuer. I think the Pursuer would have been fun. It would have been so fun to see the Pursuer. I feel like there's so little cool enemies in Nightreign that the night bosses are just such a drag at this point. Not at all fun. Like, Nightreign was cool because you could bring back old bosses. And I like having the unpredictable feeling that I get from like the night bosses. Like, let's say I get Artorias. I'm like, wow, I got Artorias. No way. And the next night I get like, I don't know, the Pursuer. That would have been cool. But nah, it's the same thing 4 times in a row. It's either the Demon Duo from the Dark Souls 3 DLC or Tree Sentinel. Amazing. Amazing, bro. Amazing. Anyway, so this video right here, I'm just gonna rank all the Night Lord bosses. Right, that was just my like snippet of me just talking about Nightreign in general. I'm gonna rank all the Night Lords and how much I actually like them It's not really like an objective tier list, like what's actually the best. I'm not gonna go too deep into like frame data stuff like that. No, I don't really care. It's more or less just me, like my personal feelings about the Night Lords. So I'm gonna speak very briefly about these bosses. I'm just gonna let you know my thoughts on them and how much I like them or hate them. Guys, let me ask you a question. You know Yom the Giant from Dark Souls 3? Imagine if we took the Storm Ruler, which you need to like charge up and kill Yom. Yom's not that hard of a fight, but it's still really fun, right? Let's say we take the Storm Ruler and make it incredibly slow for it to charge. Make it do like no damage. Make the fight really drawn out. And basically force you to use the Storm Ruler. Oh, I know what that is. Everdark Augur. So yeah, Everdark Augur is probably the worst fight in Nightreign. It's worse than the original Augur. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The Storm Ruler thing barely does any damage. He's just boring. Genuinely, he's just boring. He like the amount of health he has, he feels like a bullet sponge. And it's just, oh my god, man. Oh my god, man. The like the tsunami attack he has, where it boxes you, and then you just death. You missed the bubbles because Augur moved just like an inch. Death. And then you gotta dodge for like 2 more minutes. Like, bro, this guy doesn't hold a candle to like Yorm or Rykard. This guy's the worst boss they probably ever made. It's too drawn out. They dragged it out so far. It's just annoying. This guy he's moving so fast. He's doing backflips. And bro, just stay still. Please. Please, Augur was already bad enough. Let's add a different form of Augur, but make him stay in the air for like the entire fight. It's horrid. It's horrid. I genuinely don't like Everdark Augur. And I genuinely think he's one of the worst bosses ever. From the projectile spam and the charging of like the stupid Storm Ruler. It's a painfully boring fight. And I know some people are like, I hate that the weapon invalidates my build, right? That's not really a problem for me, seriously. What a problem is that the Storm Ruler is so boring to use. Make it faster. Make it do more damage. Like, it's so boring. I don't want to fight Everdark Augur ever again. I would rather do anything else. I would rather fight, I don't know, Promise Consul Radahn. He's more fun than Everdark Augur. Seriously. Promise Consul Radahn pre-nerf. I'd rather fight him over Augur. Seriously. He's so boring. Anyway, the same goes for the original Augur as well. Dude, every time I have to fight Augur, I just roll my eyes out of my head. Even when he invades you during like the day, I just like, it's cool that he gives FP on the Crimson tier, but oh my god, I'd rather him not appear. Because he's such a waste of time. And he spawns at the worst times too. Seriously. Like Augur, it's probably one of the worst From Software bosses they ever made. I would put him top 10 worst ever. I'm not gonna lie. So Sentient Pest, I don't really know what to say about this guy. He's like, whatever. He's annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Especially the Scorpion. I think the Scorpion is really annoying. And the little butterfly thing, especially when it has like the projectiles and like the bullet rain, it gets irritating. Like, I don't really hate the boss. I probably do like the Everdark version more than the original, but I don't exactly hate Sentient Pest, besides from like the outrageous hitboxes that it has, especially on the Scorpion, and like the leg slams it has, and the AoE attacks. Yeah, actually, now that I'm looking at it, she is very annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Is he worse than Augur? Hell no, not even close. Augur's literally the worst boss in the entire game, genuinely. Augur is worse than a night boss. But anyway, enough of Augur. Let's talk about Sentient Pest. Sentient Pest, he's alright. Do I think he holds a candle to any of these other Night Lords? No. not at all. I would rather just fight all the other Night Lords than Sentient Pest or Augur, really. So I don't even know what to say about him. Like he's just there. I mean, I did like the resurrection he had, and like when all three of the bosses like fuse into one, and like the thing goes red and stuff. Like that's cool. Genuinely, that's a cool mechanic. I think, honestly, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Seriously, like this is better than the original Sentient Pest. Like I would rather fight this. Like this is cool. But that's really all I have to say now. I lie. There's not more I could say. So I got Everdark Tricephalos next. I don't really like this guy. I mean, I don't think I like Tricephalos in general, because there's like 3 of them. I don't even like dealing with that. But let's talk about Everdark Tricephalos. I think Everdark Tricephalos is like, his damage is off the charts, dude. He does so much damage. Genuinely. He packs a punch. Dude, he taps you once, bro. If you don't got any damage negation, you're dead. You're dead. I think he can straight up one-shot you. If on a Wilder, I'm pretty sure he can one-shot you. Like, that is insane. I just don't like dealing with 3 wolves at the same time. And I also think his attacks, especially when he's in like the sword form and he's fused into one, like the combos he has, it's insane. And like there's one move where he charges up the blade against the ground and then lets out an AoE fire attack. Like that's just insane, bro. Genuinely. Right? It could just be a skill issue. Really, but I don't really like fighting this guy at all. Like I think all the other Night Lords are way cooler than this dude. Same with Caligo. Like Caligo's a cool boss, but he's really frustrating. Caligo, let's just talk about Caligo for a bit. When he came out, basically, by the way, these are all like opinions of me, like when I first like did the bosses. So all the footage you're seeing is when the bosses actually came out. So yeah, Caligo. I don't like Caligo. It's because of like his moves, especially like the frostbite beam, where you have long range. Okay, let's say you're pretty far from Caligo, right? You're trying to catch up, and then Caligo looks at you, and he does the frost beam. That thing is so hard to dodge, and I think it got nerfed actually. I'm not actually sure, but when Nightreign released, Caligo's ice beam was just like instant death. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm wrong, but I genuinely remember his frostbite beam being so annoying. And Caligo, sometimes I think Caligo gets really irritating as well. He's a cool boss. I think Caligo is cool, but sometimes the amount of times I have to run away because of like the frostbite, the AoE frostbite, where he surrounds frost all over the map and all over himself like that. The amount of running away you have to do, it's like at one point it gets unbearable. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna talk about Everdark Gaming Jaw. I'm not gonna talk about the normal one because I think the Everdark's way cooler. I'm not gonna lie. I think Gaming Jaw is one of the best bosses they have to offer in Nightreign, really. I just think when you fight Everdark Gaming Jaw for the first time, you're not really expecting what he's gonna do, genuinely. Like, he's so unpredictable. And that's why I think he's one of the coolest bosses they have to offer in Nightreign, really. I love the tornado stuff. Tornado was cool, even though it's sometimes annoying. But other than that, Gaming Jaw is a good fight. It's really fun. He's hard, I'm not gonna lie. Or actually, would I say he's hard? I mean, that one move where he charges up the lightning and it's like an AoE effect and you have to like dodge at the right time, and like the thunder circle that collapses and kills you on like the bite. Like that move, like if you don't run away in time, it'll do some damage. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, I think Gaping Jaw is really cool actually. He's dope. So Libra is kind of a mix. I'm not gonna lie. I do like Libra. He's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. He's really fun actually. But when they dropped the Everdark Libra, I was like, man, what the hell is this? It just it turned a fight that was really good. Like the original Libra, he was so well balanced. Like, yeah, sure, he had some bullshit, but it's not like it was unfair. But Everdark Libra, hell no, miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that, bro. Like the Ganker Squad, the Dark Souls 2 Ganker Squad. Are you serious? Are we serious, bro? Like, no, they don't even go away. I'm not sure if they actually like don't go away. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. On their own, because I think they're permanently actually. Fact check me on that. I'm not actually sure, but those gang squad, bro. Why does that exist? Because I played most of Nightreign solo, because my teammates were pissing me off, so I did some of that solo. Everdark Libra solo is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Most of the bosses are a nightmare. Tricephalos. Everdark Tricephalos on solo is a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. He's actually a nightmare. But yeah, Libra's cool. Everdark, I don't really like it. Everdark Drift Knight. Again, the Everdark Dark Drift Knight's cooler than the original. I think I like Everdark more because he's just like fully in his like normal form. Like he doesn't have like the weird arm thing. And I'd rather just fight their normal form. Like the golden form is way cooler than like the stupid purple arm thing. Not gonna lie. And like he has such cool attacks. Like the arrow attack where he like jumps up, climbs up on the air, shoots the ground with like a golden airstrike. That's so dope. And the combos he had was incredible. Like I don't think Everdark Dark Drift Knight is that hard of a fight. I think that was a good fight. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really fun fight. I don't think I felt cheapened out like some of these other bosses, but it was a really good fight. Seriously, like the gigantic Everdark like balancers creature, like I don't think is lame compared to like the original enemies. I thought the original was way cooler. I like the original balancers more because it's not really cheap. And the gang squad, it's not that bad. I think the attacks are really well telegraphed, so the balancers don't really feel that bad compared to Tricephalos, which is stupid. But the balancers are fun. I like them. I don't think they're annoying at all. But the Everdark version, I don't like the stupid creature thing. It's lame. I'm not gonna lie. So I just want to talk about my top two. You can rearrange them, and I won't really care. So my top two is gonna be Fjolsir or Dreadlord. Really, either's top one for me. I don't really care. Let's talk about Fjolsir. Fjolsir, he's a really good boss, dude. Probably one of the best bosses in From Software. He was just insane. Like, it was a whole spectacle to see. Genuinely. It was like watching a movie. All the cool effects he had. Good telegraph attacks. I mean that one attack where he charges up like the blade with the blue effect and he slams it to the ground with the AoE effect. That attack's a little weird because it's low-key hard to dodge. But other than that, I don't think any of his attacks are like really all that annoying. Yeah. Yozir is a really good boss. I would put him Soul Cinder level for me, in my opinion. Really. And let me just talk about Dreadlord and Yozir in general. I think this goes for all From Software bosses, but for me, I feel like when you fight a really hard boss, you get that feeling in your chest that like once that boss goes to like 10% HP, your heart starts beating out of your chest, dude. And I feel like that's probably one of the best feelings, really, because you know you want to win. You want to win so bad. I got that feeling in Promise Concert Radon, Ishin, the Mortal Gauntlet and Sekiro, the Soul of Cinder, and I won't say Gwendolyn from Dark Souls 1, and I definitely won't say the final boss from Dark Souls 2. But the bosses I just named, I think they're all really insane. Bloodborne bosses, was there a Bloodborne bosses made me feel that my heart was beating in my chest? No, I don't think so. Really, nah. Maybe the Orphan of Cause, but I picked the Orphan of Cause on my second try. But I don't think any of those bosses really made me really that nervous, really. But I feel like Heoster and Dragonlord, they're such good bosses and also very difficult to really like feel this like beating in your chest. And I was like, bro, you want to win so bad. I feel like that's one of the best feelings in From Software games, is when you get that nervous feeling. And when you win, the satisfaction is insane. Promise Console Radon. When I beat Promise Console Radon, I was so happy. Like, I was about to come to tears. Really. Anyway, I think that's one of the reasons why the Nightreign bosses are hard. Because you don't get that many options to actually learn them. I mean, yeah, you can play the game for like another 300 hours. Or you can just do one boss repeatedly over and over again. But where's the fun in that? I mean, I think the balancing in this game, it's good. It's good. To which you don't need to like restart 100 times like Promise Console Radon. Because you have benefits, you have revives, you have teammates actually. But other than that, the Juggler is amazing. Could I solo the Juggler? Probably not. Probably not, I'm not gonna lie. Like I do want to eventually, but he's really difficult. Anyway, that's all I really have to say for Nightreign bosses. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your favorite boss and your least favorite boss in Nightreign. It could be a night boss, doesn't have to be a night lord. But if you disagree or agree with me, let me know down in the comments. I really enjoy reading comments. I don't really care if it's hate or grilling me for my opinions. I always find that funny and enjoyable to read. It just shows that you watch my video. And catch you guys later. Peace.